Hello, this is Starshot here to welcome you back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes. We last left off after finishing off Captain Amethea, or Athea as I like to call her. We were able to take on the fourth floor as we explored all around trying to find each of the different treasure chests and weapons for each of our members here. And then we reached here to the bottom floor, and we pretty much is the last place before we head off against the boss. Now, for those of you who are curious, I actually missed a few treasure chests, but instead of trying to cover them, I just went ahead and did them, along with getting a few levels as well to help with the upcoming boss. As you can see here, I have Estelle Bright's ultimate weapon, the Arc Rod. So that's pretty much what I went off to do. It's a fairly, it's one of the weapons I somehow missed as I was going around. So I just took care of that because it's gonna take too long to do, because this next boss we're up against is the last boss and is the most hardest one you'll face in the game. So pretty much everyone's been leveled, and I've changed up their orbments a bit, trying to focus more on keeping their defenses up instead of having the attacks, which, since I don't do much physical attack, it wasn't going to help as much as it could have. So pretty much this is how my orbments are set up for now. I think I'm going to at least make one more change here. Let's see if I can... no, she can only have golds here, so let me go ahead and change the wind here. This will make it so that she can also use some curing arts as well, which would help to have a second healer. But actually, since she can't learn the revive, which is I think what I want her to know, let me go ahead and give that to someone else who I think could use it still. Now here we go. Let's get rid of blind here and replace it with Mind 3, which will give us some more healing arts. But the main thing, of course, I want her to learn would be the healing, the other healing one, which should come if she has, let's see, what am I missing? Oh, I think I'm missing a gold, actually, along with, so let me go ahead and find a gold one here. There we go. If I use Eagle Eye, which will give me the other element as well, I learn Theus, which will give me another revive, which should come in handy for the future boss battle. Even if Eagle Eye doesn't really do much for us in that term, in these terms, it's pretty much what I can do. Actually, let me go ahead and see if I can change. Yeah, the EP Cut 2 would be the best one to have for her. So why can't I use that? Oh, because I have EP 1 here. So let me go ahead and change that to something else. Now let me go ahead and just give Cast 1 here, since we're going to be doing a lot of arts. And then this one I can replace with EP Cut 2, which will give us those healing arts that we want, along with a better buff than Eagle Eye there. Let's see. And do I want to keep that? Well, it's alright to have, but it's not as powerful as it could be. So let me go ahead and do HP 3 instead. That'll give me something a bit more powerful there. I already used up Mind 3, which Mind really just helps in making your EP stuff costs, or not cost, but do a bit more power to them. But, you know, we kind of have what we need for her, I think. Yeah, she pretty much has what she needs. So we should be pretty good to go now. So let's go ahead and take down the Colonel. Hey, check it out! Something about this spot feels different from the other areas. Feels like an orbital engine is causing a buildup of pressure. This is probably our last stop. Let's go over everything and make sure we're ready before we go inside. So, make sure to rest up here if you're low on anything. And do anything else you'll need before entering. But since we've gotten everything taken care of, let's go ahead and save the world, right? I figured you'd show up. In fact, I couldn't see any scenario in which you would do otherwise. Colonel Richard, at the Queen's request, we're here to put a stop to your plan. It doesn't look like the Gospel's working yet. We may still have time if we act now. Ha, I'm afraid not. Why not? What is this Urulo thing in the first place? Why is getting it to you so important? Long ago, the ancients were granted the power of the Septerans, heavenly treasures, which could control the ground, sea, and sky. One of those treasures was the Urulo, the Shining Ring. If it's true that it really existed and was no mere myth, do you realize what it could mean for the country? Can you even begin to comprehend? For the country? You're talking about using these ancient weapons to intimidate other countries. That must be it. Precisely. As you are no doubt aware, Liberia is lacking in political power among our neighboring nations. We have only a fifth of Calivard's population, and we don't even have an eighth of Urbonia's military capacity. Our sole superior aspect is our technology, and that will not last. We need some form of real strength to avoid any chance of another invasion attempt. That doesn't mean we should count on some weirdo ancient weapon thingy. What about the outcome of the war 10 years ago? That happened because we had Cassius Bright with us. But he has left the military. The country's great champion is gone. And so, the only ones who may enact miracles are the goddess herself and the hero beloved by her. That is why I established the Intelligence Division. It seems that information is our last bastion of protection against our enemies. But in order to make the Intelligence Division as effective as possible, I've searched all over Liberia to find some sort of decisive strength. Something that would invoke another miracle should disaster strike the nation again. And this is your miracle? Of course! Can you imagine any greater miracle than this? Well, we're bracers, so protecting what's important is our job. But that doesn't mean being so powerful that everyone else is cowered into submission. The greatest miracle of all is when people band together and fight to protect what they love. Nonsense. My dad's just one man. He didn't beat the Imperial Army on his own. It took a lot of people working like crazy together to protect the country. And it's the work of all those people that brought the war to an end. Weren't you one of those people? We still feel the same here and now. When we found out what you were planning, we didn't get it. But it's our will to help people that led us here. Don't you think that's miracle enough? Even if it's not, we still believe that there's potential in anyone, heck, everyone. If another war should break out in the future, people will do the same thing. They'll work together and do what has to be done to make it through. I don't know much about this ancient power, but I do know that we can count on our fellow Liberians. Estelle, I swear, when did you go and get all mature on me? That was awesome! I didn't get it all, but it feels right. You are strong indeed. Sadly, not everyone is like you. When face to face with an incredible power, it is a temptation that is simply too much to bear. And if I have put in far too much time and effort, all for this, I see no reason to turn back now. Just answer me one question. How did you know about this place, Colonel? What? A forbidden power dormant for untold centuries, unknown even to Her Majesty? To say nothing of the elevator right beneath the treasury that leads straight here. It seems extremely unlikely that you would have found out about this place just by using the resources of the Intelligence Division. Well, also this gospel. A mysterious orbit far more powerful than even the finest ever made in the Z Central Factory? Where did you get it? I don't have to answer that. Wrong. You don't want to answer because you can't answer. What do you mean? You simply believe that the Arula would be here, and that if you use the Black Orbit, you could control it. But you have no idea when or how you came to that belief, do you? Am I wrong? But that can't be. So his memories might have been altered just like with the Sky Bandits leader. So what? It doesn't matter how I got here, just that I'm here now, and look around you. I found what I was looking for, didn't I? These ancient constructs could never have been crafted with present-day techniques. So, I must continue down my chosen path. Oh, if you truly believe in the path you've chosen, then try to stop me. Succeed or fail, one dream will be realized while the other crumbles to dust. Now allow me to show you the artistry of one who studied under the divine blade. Bring it on. Is this how it must be? Then you'll be given no quarter. Man, that's definitely a pretty good scene, I'll give you there. One of my favorites, actually. So, pretty much for this battle that we're dealing with here, we mostly want to focus on taking out the photon judges here. But, you know, if we can hit the other guy, anyone else as well, that's fine too. And then we want to try to not keep people too close together because there are quite a few AoE moves that each of these enemies do. And of course, as we've seen before, we get to deal with our fun AA cancels, which are always annoying to deal with. But yeah, so make sure to kind of move people as far away from each other as possible so no AoEs can kind of hit multiple people. And then just keep using arts and make use of any crafts moves you have when you have the chance. Especially for buffs like this one, for example. But yeah, so the battle itself shouldn't be too difficult as long as you can kind of keep an eye on people's health and keep them up for the most part, and use up whatever crafts you can use at the time. That's kind of the main advice I would have for this battle here. And then of course you can just make use of any single targets if no one's close enough, and just focus on taking care of the judges, since they'll keep doing that AA cancel. You know, as long as you are casting something, of course. But yeah, the scene from before, you know, especially Estelle's speech there, I really did find a very moving, you know. It's a bit corny, kind of. It's almost like the whole believing in the power of friendship and all that, but I think the sentiment of what she kind of meant got through in that, and I really, I can't say this enough, just how good of a job the translators did with this game, and that I hope they can continue good work with any other projects they work on. But I'll make use of this critical here and hopefully take care of this judge here. And it is a bit of an interesting plot twist to hear that the Colonel here didn't come up with this plan or idea on his own, that it could have been planted into him like it was for the bandit, Sky Cat bandit, as well as the mayor. So I'll be curious to see kind of where that leads. If we'll see any more about it in this in the game, or if we'll have to wait until the next game. So definitely something to look forward to. You know, gotta keep those fans interested. And it is funny to think that we're only close to like level 40 or so, but we're at near the end of the game here. You know, I'm used to most RPGs where you have to be at least level 50 or even 60 sometimes before you actually beat a game. I rarely do play games where I actually get to level 99, but, you know, after a certain point, grinding or gaining levels doesn't really seem very practical anymore. It's just tedious, busy work, and isn't really very much fun anymore. Oh yeah, just blue impact should be enough, since this kind of does a small area, but we're not really doing area of attacks, especially with how far away the enemies are from each other. I should be able to maybe just get an attack in and I'll finish this one off. Or not. Yeah, sadly, when it comes to physical attacks, you know, they definitely have plenty of defense for them. So that's kind of why I mostly just rely on arts here. Let's see, but then now that he's down, we can just focus on this judge here, and then we won't have to worry about, and then we just have to deal with the Colonel, which shouldn't be too hard. As you can see, like, he's not doing world-ending damage to us. He's just kind of doing moderately okay damage. Of course, this critical might hurt, though. But thankfully, we still survived it, so that's fine. You know, it's always the battles you have to worry about when enemies have ways to one-hit kill you, which, you know, you would hope you can prepare for, or at least level up for if you can, but sometimes you don't always have the option. But let's kind of speed things up here. It's kind of funny to see some of the enemies and how they move in turbo mode here. But we don't have to kind of... And I guess for the most part, the game itself has been fairly enjoyable experience. You know, going on this kind of big grand adventure. Of course, when it does come to the combat, it is a bit, like, maybe not as fun as other RPGs I've played. But, you know, this game really does shine on its story, for the most part. And that the, you know, and everything else about it is just solid. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, overall. But yeah, so for the most part, the game itself, as I think I mentioned before, would give it like a 90 out of 100%, or I guess a 9 out of 10. And anything else, you know, any other critiques people have about it, I think are just kind of nitpicks here and there. If there's something they didn't like about it or something they didn't care for, that's, I think, more of a personal opinion than an actual fact for the game. But now that we got both of the judges out of the way, we just need to focus on the Colonel here and just getting some healing in here and there. Or actually, we need to build up our CP, because the next battle we do face, we can just we won't have to worry about that. We will get fully healed for HP and EP. It's just our CP that will not recover. So we want to kind of do as much as we can to work on the party members who we have used for, and try and get those up at least before the next battle, as we're trying to whittle down the Colonel here. And of course, the best way to usually build those up is to take damage as well as attack, usually. And it's a lot faster to do it with your physical attacks than using your arts, really. But as this, you know, I guess the biggest problem I've always had with any RPG usually is just the how much HP they always give the final bosses, and just how long it can take to kind of go through a battle. But I've probably just gotten spoiled with the action adventure games, the ones where those battles, you know, usually maybe take about 10, maybe 5 minutes at most, compared to RPG battles, which seem to take like 20 to 30 minutes, maybe even more. Well, I probably should have just kept doing that there, but oh well. And then let me go ahead and heal here, since Tita here is getting low. You know, so I guess my question for the day, for anyone who's interested in having something to discuss in the comments, what boss do you think has way too much HP for its battle? Like, do you think it having less HP would make it a better boss battle? Or trying to give it something else to make it more interesting, instead of just giving it, as we see here, like 10,000 health and that's it? Like, I guess I always question how designers decide on how much HP to give certain things. Since, you know, as we can see here, you know, he has 11,480 HP. So how did they exactly come up with that number? You know, was it just on a dartboard? You know, just a bunch of random numbers through a dart, and that's just how it turned out? Or, you know, how much thought or planning was it into that they had to actually consider when it came to deciding on what this guy's HP should be at? You know, but as kind of things go, I can understand why they might give out too much, or why they might give an enemy a lot of HP, trying to give it that difficulty, that sense of achievement when you finally do take them down. But I think they kind of need to try and find a balance when they can, because sometimes it's just a slog, or like just a it seems like instead of ending things on a climactic note, it seems more like it's a test of endurance, not a test of skills, or that everything you've learned up to this point. I think that's kind of where some games need to kind of think about more when they decide to do a final boss. That it's not just, you know, the last guy you face who has a bunch of HP, and is the hardest one in the game sometimes, or not even that, but that he's supposed to be a culmination of everything you've learned and done throughout the game, and hopefully, you know, that trying to outthink him as well as being stronger than him will win you the day, not being able to outlast him. So he is starting to get a bit lower now, but he's still got 3,500 health to go. So, but at least CP-wise, our party members here are gaining there. I still kind of want to focus on getting them to full, since, as I said, in the next battle we'll be fully healed in both EP and HP. So we just need to work on getting our CP up and make sure no one dies. As I said, hopefully no one dies. And of course, if you can just want to pass the time, you can just use just the movement there, and that'll take care of things for the most part. I don't feel like you should be able to attack a second time right away, though. But at least he is getting there, so I should probably do a few more attacks from the other guys to bring him down a bit before I completely hand it over to these two, to Scheherazade and Tita here. And let me go ahead and cure, so she's not fainted anymore there. And hopefully he just focuses on these two and not go after the others with his attacks, just to get the CP to go a bit faster here. And of course Tita here is getting low, so let me go ahead and heal her, even though I only have a tier left, because that's just how low my EP finally is. But now that she's at full now, hopefully I can just work on a Scheherazade here. But I probably won't get that chance if Tita gets too low here, so I should probably keep doing a few more arts moves to lower him down. And I'd rather not use any more items, or any items that won't help win this here. And in terms of just to save them just in case. But at least I can use an item to heal her here just to save her from being killed. And instead he goes after Estelle for some reason, even though she's all the way over there. But I do need to kind of keep lowering his health here, because he still has a ways to go. And this battle has kind of dragged on a bit, but I'm trying to give myself the best chance at the next battle, because the next boss is fairly substantial in terms of his ability to fight. So it's good to kind of give yourself every advantage you can when you have the chance. But it doesn't look like she's gonna recover enough CP by the time we kill him, so let me just take care of things now, just to move on here. There we go.
We did it!
Impressive. I'd expect no less from the children of Colonel Cassius. But it appears you are too late. No! No! It's the orbital shutdown phenomenon. Damn, it's total orbital shutdown. What was that? It's the orbital shutdown phenomenon, but it's not like before. It feels like something was released. Warning. All personnel, warning. Huh? That thing is talking. First barrier on sealed Arulo device has been confirmed as no longer operative. Confirmed. Gospel has been activated. Device towers have been enabled. What the hell's going on? The first barrier. The sealed Arulo device. What's this all about, Colonel? I don't know. I didn't expect... First barrier has collapsed. Ring is admitting very slight interference. Destruction of seal on Ring Guardians confirmed. All personnel should evacuate the sealed area immediately. Yep, this is the final boss of the game. A giant, four-eyed, glowing red robot. Four red, glowing-eyed robot. What are these freaky-looking things? Stay on your toes. These are the Ring Guardians. This is really happening, isn't it? I don't believe it. The Arcanisms are huge. And then I'm not even gonna try to say any of his lines because they keep going too quickly for me to do anything. So, but here are a few tips in dealing with this boss here. You don't have to worry as much about AoE moves as we did in the last one. But you do have to kill each of these bosses you see here before you can move on. The first one here is strong against physical attacks, so you can only use arts. And he also likes to repair people, so you pretty much have to take care of him right away so that he doesn't keep healing any of the others. While as the other one over here is strong against arts, so you can only use physical attacks against him. So you mostly want to focus using either your crafts or just regular attacking on him. And he likes using magic, so protecting yourself against that will help. And then the last guy over here, he's just a giant HP tank, so he doesn't do as much damage, but he will do a charge-up attack, but you usually can be fast enough to avoid it. So mostly just focus on the revive healer here, and then deal with the other one later when you need to. Let's go ahead and kind of get things started. I'm gonna be fast forwarding through parts of this here just because this last battle was a bit long. And as you can see, it doesn't take too much to at least take care of these two. At least for this one here, because you can use your arts, which are always powerful. And then of course, I'll go ahead and make use of Estelle here and try and deal with the right one. And since it's times 6 with the 200, it should do plenty of damage. Let's see, and we're almost close to taking care of him now. Oh yeah, he only has 200 left. And so Scheherazad's move should take care of that. So now we just focus on attacking the other one here. And then that should be it for the most part. I'll just kind of keep fast forwarding and moving when I should to get out of the way to the charge attack here. Okay, I don't think she's really out of the way there. Okay, yeah, thankfully they did avoid it, but now I need to heal them from their freeze stat, which is one of the few problems you'll face with the this guy here because of him casting his arts and all that. But we have plenty of ways to take care of that, so. And you won't get a full heal. There is one more battle after this one, and sadly you won't get a full heal for it. But, you know, as long as you've saved up some of your CPU moves here, and made sure to heal up, you should be pretty good. But yeah, so definitely when it comes to RPG battles, you can always kind of find them take maybe too long sometimes. And I don't think I need to move her since she pretty much reaches just fine there. But do I? Yeah, I'll go ahead and move her just so that she's out of the way. Okay, and that time those two got caught up, so usually you can avoid that, but sometimes you will, but thankfully as long as you have enough health you should be alright. And of course we have our healers to help out as well when they can. But yeah, that's what he's going to be mostly doing, as you see here. He just charges up and attacks. But this time we can actually move out of the way without any problem. I'm not sure if any buffs you do will carry over to the other battle. So I would probably suggest not doing anything with that and just focusing on attacking or building up CP again when you can. Since he's pretty much, you can avoid most of his attacks, or whatever damage he does is very negligible. So I'm just going to be fast forwarding through most of this, except when I'm, of course, choosing my attacks, because you don't want to not choose the right one. And, oh, so for her, I'll just build up her CP like I did with the others, while I'm kind of whittling him down bit by bit here. But let's see. I guess for the most part, I don't mind the design for the robot. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely, I think, one of the most interesting that I've seen from a lot of other games that kind of try to go for robotic designs. But I think the overall aesthetic for the game itself is fairly solid. I don't really have any issues with it for the most part. And I guess it might be a good idea to maybe heal up on EP a bit too. But then we got quite a bit. And I'm surprised that actually targeted us in that area there. But, you know, as you saw, we didn't really take much damage from it, except for Estelle, who's a bit low. But I'll just maybe do some regular attacks here and Only do a few EP here and there for some of them. So let me heal her. Because you definitely don't want to be too low when you enter into the next battle. And it's a good thing most of our characters can kind of heal themselves anyway. Yeah, it is really nice that there aren't that many games that allow you to create an entire party where they can all heal each other, really. It really would be nice to have that every now and then for other games too. But let me go ahead and give her full EP here so she can carry that over to the next battle. And we almost got this now. Just a little bit more. And we at least have Estelle, who's kind of up at enough EP that we're fine for now, so I'll just kind of keep it as is for now. Or I'll just try to improve it a little bit more with some attacks, but this should take care of that. Why won't it just drop already? Looks like it still has some power left in it. Watch out! Of course, this transformation actually is pretty cool. Yeah, that definitely looks like an annihilator if I didn't ever saw one. But yeah, so for this boss battle, it's definitely going to be a lot harder than the other ones before it. One of the things, of course, to do is to move away from each other, like in the first one. So you don't get kind of, so your attacks don't kind of get grouped up there. So we should be far enough away. And then another thing to kind of take note of is to make use of Earth Guard. It's really going to help whenever people, because he does have a few attacks that can really do some heavy damage to people. But as you can see, he sort of just starts off summoning little minions. And then another thing to probably do would be to also have him speed people up, so that you'll be able to kind of keep up with this for the boss, because he definitely does. He's pretty fast compared to what he was before. So, but pretty much the same tactic as before. Just keep using your arts and kind of focus on him. But as you see, he does have an AoE canceller, which is pretty annoying. But let's see. And then, of course, do what you can to kind of target these little guys here every now and then. Because as you can see, when you hit him is pretty extensive. So you'll kind of, with some of the AoEs, you'll be able to kind of capture quite a few little guys to take care of. Let's see, can I get a good lightning here? Yeah. Lightning can be pretty good sometimes in this scenario too. And of course, make sure to use up any craft moves, especially for buffs. You know, that will help out significantly when it comes to dealing with this boss. And try not to get too up and close to him, because he does do a pretty strong physical attack that will hurt. So I'll go ahead and use hers to try and keep hurting the boss, keep focusing on him, but capture the little guys every now and then too. Really does help not to have the support droids around, since they can either heal him or try and give him buffs. That can kind of slow things down quite a bit. And then if we can be a bit lucky here, we'll be able to hopefully make use of the other buffs, or the other craft moves from everyone else with different buffs. But Death Rage here, as you can see, will go ahead and kill one of our party members almost instantly. As you can see there, it did 2,800, which is more life than what she has. But thankfully we were able to use up her arts before her craft before she went down. And of course we'll have the chance to heal her here. But now it's time to make use of Joshua and his craft with his critical here, which should take care of the little support droids.
You're finished.
But I'm gonna kind of speed things up a little here just because this fight can drag on a bit, as you can see here. And let me go ahead and heal Tita here just so that she has a chance to survive any other attacks. Let's see, and then... oh yeah, and then of course, as I said, Earth Guard will definitely save lives. As you can see, it's pretty much stops one attack. So if he does Death Rage on, say, Estelle here, then she takes nothing. Which, we just got super lucky right here. And bam, nothing. So yeah, Earth Guard, definitely have it. Definitely use it whenever you can. And do do your best with making sure everyone at least has it when you can. I'll go ahead and speed up Scheherazade next. Having the speed up definitely helps too. See, I'll go ahead and give it to her now. And without the little drone guys, then we don't have to worry about them proccing the Earth Guard before we want to use it. Let's see, who else? Okay, just Joshua and his Scheherazade now. Let me go ahead and give one to Joshua here, since he's our kind of EX buffer here. Who is just Estelle here. Of course, that's kind of the only problem with Earth Guard, is that we won't be able to use it, or we can't kind of, say, multicast it on people. Unless we're closer together. Well, let's see, White Gehenna. There. Try to make sure to get the support droids, as I said before. Since everyone's kind of guarded up and sped up, or actually, I'm missing Shahara here, so let me give her one. And hopefully, big guy here won't do anything about it, though. Alright, he'll just do AA Canceller. So, that's actually, I guess, one of the only problems with trying to do that. Got anything else I can use? No, I guess not. So I'll try to focus on him a bit more while I can. As I said, I still want to keep using Aerostorm. Because if we do use arts when it's his turn, he'll kind of be baited into canceling them. And at least I took care of one of them there, so let me just take care of this other one before he gets his art off. And then it looks like I should get some healing in. Oh, it looks like the speed buff wore off. So let me go ahead and recast that when I have the chance. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Clock Up only does 25, while as, you know, our Joshua here can do a lot more, thankfully. And I would definitely recommend it when you can, even if he's the only one who has it. Then of course keep willing him down, because now that his arm is off, he'll stop doing the A8 canceller, but now he'll start doing other things that might cause us problems again. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I guess I should probably set up some earth guards, just since we're getting low here. And he does have a fairly powerful attack that we'll have to watch out for when it's time. But of course I'll focus on trying to make sure to take care of the support droids as well as casting arts here. Then let me go ahead and give one to Estelle just to keep her alive, just in case. Because it looks like he does like casting that on her right now. Okay, it looks like the speed up wore off on Scheherazade here. I haven't counted how many turns they're worth, but you know, it's good to try and keep up on the buffs when you can, and give a few to here and there every now and then, since as you can see it does help that we're kind of spread apart here. And that I'm taking care of the little guys before they do anything that could give us trouble. And I'll kind of just move out of the way to make sure I don't get hit by that charge attack there. I'd rather not use up any earth guards until there's a move we have to watch out for that we can't avoid. And then of course when he does that, he's kind of vulnerable. But I'll keep keeping people to their roles and speeding people up when they're not sped up anymore. And of course I'll keep her attacking here. Actually, and Josh was a bit low, so let me go ahead heal him here. Definitely, like, I guess out of all the boss battles I've faced, he's definitely been one of the hardest, just because, you know, you definitely have to be prepared for him. You can't just kind of go in half-cocked or anything like that. Let's see. Actually, let me go ahead and set up an Earth Guard here for Tita here next. See, and then Ariel should do it. That way I can keep hitting him. And then need to move him out of the way. Then of course I do need to heal her of EP at least, since she's getting pretty low. So yeah, as you saw there, he gave a buff. So now it's going to be even harder to deal with him now that he's shielded for now with that defense up there. But, you know, we got plenty of moves we can still use on him, and it just means it's going to take us a bit longer. But let's get some of that healing in while we have the chance. But yeah, it's kind of like the immunity we have. And good, he's making use of one of the Earth Guards we have set up. So, it was a good thing we avoided all those hits before. But it looks like Estelle's kind of doesn't have anything right now, so let me go ahead and buff her. while we have the chance here. So that's another reason kind of why we went after all those different treasure chests. As you see, we have plenty of items for EP healing and all that, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And thankfully the Earth Guard does stick around for quite a while. But the EX buff here definitely runs out, sadly. And then, for the most part, even if, since this guy isn't close enough, I'll just go ahead and attack him with something. Because he is kind of pretty dangerous on his own. And it looks like I need to move these two away so they don't get kind of continue hitting like that. Actually, let me go ahead and make use of a craft since I have the chance now, and he's getting pretty low.
Someone has been naughty.
As you saw there, that did quite a bit of damage. But now he's gonna, of course, do some other moves. So we should make use of craft one more time and try and lower him even more here while we have the chance. We're pretty much at a point now where we should probably just focus on killing him now with how low he is. Uh-oh, there goes Scheherazade. But we have an Earth Guard on the other two right now, so I'll get a chance to revive her now and try and actually make use of an item here, since that's always a bit faster. And this gives me a chance to use Earth Wall, which can hit these three. Let's see. And I'll keep trying to whittle him down so that he's taken out here. Because I pretty much want to take him out while we can, or while we have the chance here, since he's pretty low. And let's make use of Joshua here and see if this can help whittle him down even more. I'm not sure if this will finish him off. Oh, almost. Oh good, he just wasted his turn. So actually, if I can get a attack off here, that should kill him. And there we go. That's the end of the big bad boss. So, definitely cutting it close there, but thankfully we did it. Did we beat it? Yeah, or at least none of the parts are moving anymore. The Ring Guardian. Seems like its goal was to destroy this facility. To destroy the seat of the Arulo. When the Arulo was sealed, it was sealed along with it. Disabled, but set to be reactivated if anyone tried to take the artifact. Maybe the ancients were in dispute over the Arulo themselves. But where is it then? Uh-oh. What? How is it still able to move? My legs don't want to work. Joshua. Estelle. Huh? Not a chance. Colonel? I'll deal with this. Get out of here, now! But, you barely survived fighting this thing the last time. I'm still ready for combat. I can buy you some time at least. Not too bad of a battle, actually. Wow. He really did learn his techniques from Dad. What are you doing? Go now! Uh-oh. His sword broke. Ah! Colonel! What should we do? Shut up and go! My fate was sealed when I lost my fight with you. No! Don't worry about it. My plan may have ended in failure, but if I can help you, perhaps that will be recompense enough. Such a pity. If you think of this as a hopeless battle, then that's exactly what it will be. Have you forgotten everything I've taught you? Ah. Sorry, I messed that up. Huh? It can't be. Now, finish him off. Apparently we still have a little more to go. Let's see. Yeah, he's got 5,000 left. So, well, let's just kind of do what we were doing before. We still got plenty of HP. I'll at least heal her, though, since I have the chance. Well, actually, it looks like all our CP is kind of up, too. But I figured I would save that just in case there were any buffs or something. Or maybe I'm supposed to be using my arts or something here. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any buffs, so we should probably just make use of our super crafts here and take care of him while we have the chance.
You're finished.
Someone has been
Yeah, I'll probably just keep using my crafts here and hopefully they'll finish him off here. Yeah, it should, by the looks of things.
Prepare to meet your doom! Come on, everyone!
It almost messed up there. Phew, we won. Thank you for your help, everyone. Estelle, Joshua, I'm home. It's been quite a while. Dad? You've still got a long way to go, but I can see that your training has paid off. I suppose I'll give you a passing grade this time. Enough! Don't give me that! What are you even doing here? What indeed? Perhaps I just wanted to see the ending. What do you mean by ending? I see you're just as cheerful as ever, Dad. Well, you look like you've gotten taller. Has looking after Estelle been as difficult as I think it has? What's that supposed to mean? Depends on the day, really. But to be fair, she looks out for me too. It balances out. Good, good. Sounds like it's been a worthwhile journey. Master, it's good to see you again. Likewise, Scheherazade. I assume you've been very busy in my absence. Yes, sir. But it's been good training. I'd expect no less of my star pupil. How would you rate Estelle and Joshua's progress? I think that they're ready to advance beyond the rank of apprentice. Though they might disagree, they seem to have this humble streak in them. Not sure where they got it. Mr. Cassius, it's sure been a long time, huh? Hello, Tita. It's only been a year, but you've grown so much. I trust you've gotten along with Estelle and Joshua. Yes, sir. They said that I could be their little sister. Excellent, excellent. Welcome to the family. I leave my ever so flighty daughter to you. Keep her safe. This isn't really the time for chit-chat. I swear, you just pop out of nowhere at just the right moment to make the most dramatic entrance you can. Ah, well, it seems like everything's back to normal. Professor, there you are! You're a bit late to the party, though, I'm afraid. Well, after you went on ahead, we were surrounded by a horde of those mechanized monsters. We managed to keep them at bay somehow or another, though, and here we are. In any case, it seems like all the affairs have been set in order. Yes. Much remains to be done, but this at least has been resolved. But, isn't the Intelligence Division's battalion getting close to the castle by now? No doubt, along with the patrol ships. Dad, did you check out the situation on the surface before coming down here? Yes, and you've no need to worry about that. General Morgan said that he had the situation under control. And with Sid's help, the craziness will be quelled in no time. What? I see. So you took care of them on your own way here then? So, you're awake. We've placed General Morgan under strict observation. Sid couldn't risk defying us because we held his family hostage. Yet you freed both of them from our grasp. I suppose I did. However, Richard, that's about all I've done. Even I had not returned, they would have been able to handle it themselves. No, you're wrong. You're a hero. You left the military, left all of us. What were we supposed to do? I didn't think we could survive another invasion. So, I had to find something else we could rely on. If you had stayed in the service, it never would have come to this. Nice punch. Ugh. Stop being such a child, Richard. You're the one who's been made to the mistake of never letting go of the delusions you had about me. For all your schemes, why could you never stand your own 2 feet? I thought it would be okay to retire. I thought I could comfortably leave the army in your care. Colonel? I'm not an icon to be hailed. A decade ago, you and General Morgan helped me, and we were victorious. But I'm no more than a man who's run away from reality without protecting the things that are important to him. Dad. But I've no intention of running anymore. That's why I expect the same from you, Richard. I want you to think about this whole mess. Think about what you did wrong and how you can atone for what you'll have plenty of time to, believe me. And so the Intelligence Division planned coup d'etat was thwarted. General Morgan and Major Sid organized the military authorities to keep the chaos to a minimum. And the co-conspirators in the Intelligence Division were arrested one by one. 1 week later. And you'll have to join us next time as we see what happens 1 week from now. So until then, have fun gaming.